From Sears in 1984, this is a compact stereo system, model number 132.9194040. It came with two two-way speakers. It's not an audiophile or top-of-the-line unit by any means. This compact style was very popular back in the 80s. This one has a phonograph, an AM/FM stereo radio, double cassette deck with dubbing, and even an 8-track player. It's badged SR AM/FM stereo system, with SR being Sears Roebuck. So let's take a closer look at it. Starting our look around the top, we have our turntable with a dust cover, nice condition, a few minor swirly scratches from cleaning over the years. That doesn't look too bad. We have our plastic turntable, as you might expect, 2 speeds. When I got it, I got a very large box of things with this whole unit, and inside I found the 45 adapter and the needle cover twisty tied together in the box. So I put those on. It's really in good condition, although it is plastic. You're not going to expect a fancy turntable on a unit like this. We're basically silver, gray, blue, white, all over the front face. The color scheme continues pretty much a mid-80s standard. We have our AM/FM dial, volume knob, and a tuning dial. We have tone, bass and treble control, and speaker balance right and left. And if you look closely, you'll see there's a little 0 to 5 line there, and there's a very small red indicator on both of these. And as you move the controls, that red indicator will go away from 0 to whichever location you're moving it to show you how far off from center you are. Okay, continuing on, we have our A cassette deck, which basically all the same functions, including recording. Our B deck only plays. You'd use that to dub. We have our basic function line up here. Amplitude modulation for AM, I like how they did that, and frequency modulation for FM. Phono, cassette, 8-track, and 8-track selector. There's our 8-track selector track lights. Our power switch. And we have all our standard cassette controls down here for both sides. And we have continuous play. If you press pause and play here, then you put a cassette in here and press play. When this one's done, it will do continuous play over here. And here's our 8-track mechanism. We have spots for 2 microphones down here and a headphone jack over here. Let's look at a speaker. The speakers are 2-way speakers. Well, that's a little fraudulent. I'll show you in a second. They're made with the same probably chipboard, lots of glue and sawdust that the rest of the unit is made with, but it's not plastic. These are pretty tall speakers. Black, gray. Not necessarily unattractive, but they have these fake graphics around here that make the speaker look bigger than it is. You might think that's a 3-inch tweeter. No, actually that's about a 1.5-inch tweeter. And down here with all the graphics they've painted on the wood inside, you might think that's a 6 or 8-inch woofer. Nope. All that's painted on wood. The only functional part is maybe a 4.5-inch speaker there. But they sure make it look impressive with some paint on the chipboard inside. Looking around the back, you can see the back of the speaker really has nothing on it except a repeat of the model number. Sears, made in Taiwan. Here's our antenna connections. You would disconnect this little drop right there if you wanted to apply an external antenna, which will disconnect that from the inside. Sears, made in Taiwan. Model number repeats. The underlined part is what's important. Over here we have our speaker outputs, our AC input with a little twist tie to help with the cord control. And over here we have our risk of electric shock, do not open. We might just have to ignore that. Looking in the back, see right away that our FM antenna is run onto the power cord there. That's what you would disconnect if you wanted to use an external antenna. Looks like on the transformer, I don't know if this will focus, but that might be a 12th week of 84 date code. Possible. There's some other model number down there. Maybe that's for the case. MDL something something XS. We have our radio board. I'm pretty sure I see a date code on that capacitor there of 2 of 84. Eight-track mechanism. Another board back there. Under that mess, and there's our cassette B player for playback. Anybody can recognize any manufacturer information from that motor or not. Counterclockwise, we see that. There's our record and playback cassette mechanism. Looking at the bottom of the turntable here. Maybe we can tell who made it. I'm kind of surprised it's as clean as it is after 32 years. When I got this at the estate sale, it came with various paperworks, including the owner's manual here. Sort of breeze through this. You can pause your screen and read it at your leisure. One thing it does not have, and I wish it did, was information on the tone arm cartridge. I can't see any identifying marks on it, and they don't mention what it is. They just say, call the parts place if you need a new one. Also no specifications on the unit anywhere that I can see in the manual. I like this guy here. That certainly dates the manual, doesn't it? Although this actually looks older to me. This looks like 70s guy rather than 80s guy. And there's the back. Well, by about now, you're probably wondering if I'm ever going to show this thing working. I think we'll start with the turntable, which has not much to it. I've tried to track down cartridge information and not much online about it, except I'm coming up with it might be a replacement fan steel ceramic cartridge based on the unit number, not on anything about the cartridge or anything, because I don't have that information. Alright, our cartridge is tracking at 6 grams. Let's start with the 45 since we already have the adapter on. Turn the power on. Function selectors on Phono. Play too much. And it returns. That's a pretty junked up record, so it wasn't the greatest sounding. Let's try 33. Alright, we've put our 33 on. Selectors at 33. Enough of that. I don't want to get copyrighted. Well, it works as well as any unit this old probably has a right to work, and it sounded fairly good. Let's switch to a different function. Alright, switching from Phono to FM.
He is committed to the war. Since 1945. Big job interview today with Listen Through.
AM.
Cornflakes. Then we think to ourselves,
he's going to be missed. He's a good guy. He's good for our community. You know, it's just been on the phone.
Diamond pendants. We have the perfect Mother's Day gift treasures.
Remember, Facebook question of the day. I'll get back to that too. Was it the right move to make? Was it the wrong move to make?
He goes, I think I just...
Yeah, that's usually my range, Cincinnati. WLW.
Yeah, I wasn't going to let this one go. That's where I'm getting the hip check thing from. I'm only going, you do.
Let's test the cassette function here. We'll put a tape in here. We're also going to test the continuous play function. We'll put a tape in here. We'll pause that and play that. And then we'll play here. I might fast forward to this to make sure we get to the end. I'm not sure where it's at. Forgot to unpause that. That wouldn't have worked, would it? There we go. All right. The A deck seems to be really good on speed. There's some wow there in the B deck. I'm detecting a little bit of slowness there. Maybe we can set up to record something. All right, we'll start with some voice recording, for which I've dug up two matching microphones I had. I don't think they're Sears, they're not marked, but they're both made in Taiwan, as the stereo is, so why not use them? All right, we'll hold both of them in the hand at first. Maybe we'll get past the leader. All right, testing the voice recording of the SR AM stereo system from Sears. I'm using both microphones right now. Now I'm talking into the left microphone. Now I'm talking into the right microphone. Back to both microphones. All right, testing the voice recording of the SLR AM stereo system from Sears. I'm using both microphones right now. Now I'm talking into the left microphone. Now I'm talking into the right microphone. Back to both microphones. All right. Let's do a thing they described in the manual of using one microphone with another source. And you'll hear the one microphone with the source in the background or something. What's on FM right now? I'd like to try and get down to a instrumental or something. All right, I'm talking into the left microphone, and the source is on an FM station. I'm not sure how this is going to sound. I haven't tried it before. Apparently you can use one microphone with another source and hear them both on playback. Let's stop this and see what that sounds like. I'm going to have to go back to cassette, I know that. And the source is on an FM station.
In many states, if you're a young man turning 18, you can't get a driver's license if you don't register with the Selective Services at SSS.gov, which means if you don't register, you could be doing all.
Okay, well, the FM station really overpowered my audio of my voice, but it did work the way they said it did. Maybe we can try dubbing something. Okay, for our dubbing test, I have a pre-recorded tape in the B well, and the tape, blank tape to dub on, will be in the A well. Got record and play pressed with pause pressed, and playback over here pressed with pause pressed. I'm going to turn the volume down here. hopefully we should be getting something if both decks are moving. I think they are. That should be enough for that. Okay, so dubbing works. We're coming down to the end here. I think the only thing we have left to test is the 8-track. Go to that function. Track 2. John Lee Hooker, by the way, is my favorite.
You better watch yourself.
The 8-track works well too, and there's no crosstalk like there was on the last Sears system I demonstrated. Alright, I think we've worked our way through the entire system. Thanks for watching. Bye.